In the winter of 1981, deep in the hills of southeastern France, something landed in a farmer's field, leaving evidence so strange and so carefully preserved, its mystery remains unsolved to this day. This is not just another UFO story. This is Trans-en-Provence, the most scientifically documented close encounter in French history. January 8th, 1981. Renato Nicolai, a reserved, hard-working farmer, is tending a hillside on his rural property. Suddenly, he hears a piercing, low whistle cutting through his routine. He looks east. There, just 50 meters away, a strange disc descends. Two saucers stacked, lead-colored, about 8 feet across, landing hard in the dirt. Nicolai later describes its shape in remarkable detail. Two round protrusions below, possibly reactors or feet, and two other circles like trapdoors. The whole thing sits silently for less than a minute. Then, just as suddenly, the object leaps skyward, disappearing over the trees to the northeast. Nicolai is stunned. At first, he assumes it's a military craft. After all, there's a base nearby. But what he does next changes everything. The very next day, he contacts the local authorities. The gendarmerie arrive quickly. This is no half-hearted investigation. Within 48 hours of the event, uniformed officers have secured the site, snapped photos, and collected soil and plant samples. Every move is documented, preserving a perfect chain of custody. Those samples head straight to France's National UAP Investigation Unit, a branch with scientific rigor and official clout. So, what did scientists actually find in the earth where the craft landed? First, crushing weight. The ground was compacted to a degree consistent with a force of 4 to 5 tons, across an area barely the size of a garden table. No tractor, no ordinary farm equipment could recreate this exact pressure pattern. Not with this precision, not with this geometry. But that's just the beginning. Lab results revealed the soil had been flash heated to between 300 and 600 degrees Celsius. That's hot enough to warp metal, let alone scorch soil. The extreme thermal shock was instantaneous, matching the moment of the pressure event. And in that same patch of earth, scientists found elevated traces of phosphate and zinc, elements that occur naturally, but in concentration, suggesting contact with something far from ordinary, perhaps an unknown material or energy source. But it wasn't just the soil. The local alfalfa, the hardy green carpeting the landing zone, had changed in ways no ordinary accident could explain. Biological testing revealed a dramatic drop in chlorophyll, some leaves losing 30 to 50% compared to healthy controls just meters away. Even more striking, the effect followed a perfect dose-response curve. The closer to the center, the greater the damage. That kind of precision, a mathematical decay pattern, is rarely seen in so-called UFO encounters. And the youngest leaves, they were dying prematurely, burnt out before they could grow, a clear biological signature of exposure to something powerful. Heat, radiation, or an unknown energetic force. Today, decades later, Trans-en-Provence still puzzles scientists. It remains the gold standard for physical evidence in UAP encounters, one where data, not belief, drives the debate. That small patch of farmland didn't just host an event. It reshaped how a nation investigates the unknown. The case rewrote the rules. New forensic protocols, new methodologies, even a new vocabulary for approaching anomalies. And yet, the soil still keeps its silence. The land of Trans-en-Provence holds secrets no skeptic or believer has ever unlocked. Sometimes, the most powerful proof of the unknown lies not in what we discover, but in what refuses to be explained away